My dearest Christopher, it's hard to believe that our wedding day is finally here after over a year of planning. It seems as if just yesterday I was introducing myself to the handsome boy in the hallway and being nervous about a stage kiss.
When times are tough, I will choose to love you. When we find smoother waters, I will savor each moment. Creating a life with you will be my life's constant joy, and you will hold my heart forever. I love you, Brooke Renee. Chris.
Thanking you for bringing me to God. Thank you for loving me so deeply. Thank you for always finding the joy and humor in everything. And thank you for marrying me today. Love always, Brooke Renee.
Holy and happy is the sacred hour when the devoted hearts are bound by the enchanting ties of matrimony. And these precious evidences of purity of heart and contentment of mind for all their future, they're made more sure when the contracting parties enter this glad time clad in the comely robes of reverence, humility, and faith, that they may then be blessed of our Heavenly Father, maker of us all, the one who has ordained marriage as the cornerstone of family life and the guarantee of honorable human society. Golden circlet, most prized of jewels, has come to its loftiest prestige, and the symbolic significance it vouches at this altar. Here, untarnishable material and unique form become the precious tokens of the pure and abiding qualities of the ideal marital state.
You can kiss your bride.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to present to you for the very first time Mr. and Mrs. Christopher and Brooke Galavan. We just
when a couple is married to each other, when they join hands in holy matrimony, etc., they become one with each other, which means the family bond is also tied together as well. It becomes one in unity, one in the spirit. That means whatever spiritual covering the family was under, those spiritual ties also connect. That's biblical. It transfers down from generation to generation. So right now, over the Shelley family, I release onto you the transfer. In the presence of royalty. Just as you two were appointed to be in holy matrimony and tied together as one, it was appointed and ordained by God even before the beginning of time. Therefore now, you're marrying the king, you married your queen. You are in the presence, we are in the presence of royalty.
I wholeheartedly believe that Brooke and Chris are soulmates. I also know that Chris is the one for Brooke. I know this because when Brooke and I were younger, she told me about her husband checklist. So when she came to me and began telling me all of the wonderful things that she loved about Chris, I started checking the boxes. The first requirement was that he had to be a brunette and handsome. Check. The second requirement was that he had to be involved in theater. Check. The third requirement was that her husband had to have a beautiful singing voice and would be willing to serenade her at any given time. For those of you who don't know, Chris never stops singing. The fourth requirement, and I am not joking about this, was that he had to be able to speak Spanish.
No way.
I'm serious. She took Spanish in high school, fell in love with the language, and just made the decision. So we can also check that box too. Check. And as she is telling me all of these wonderful things about Chris, I reminded her of her checklist and how Chris fulfilled all the requirements. She was ecstatic that she had found the one, and of course, so was I. Brooke and Chris share a love of performance. The two of them have now auditioned and have been cast in the role of a lifetime, husband and wife. Together, they will write the script, set the stage, and produce the show. They will create the most important and beautiful work of art that they will ever be a part of, and that is their family. A wise person once said,